If you broke it, you were stoned to death. Some of us who do not go on vacation live in some of the poorest countries in the world. Activity is not accomplishment. Activity does not necessarily result in productivity. It is the value that is released through the activity that matters. God said, be fruitful. In other words, cultivate seed. Do something with the resources I've given you. And if from this small quantity of corn you produce a larger quantity, you will have something to sell. If you plant a corn seed and you produce 4 cups, you just created 4 cups of corn and you have something to exchange at the market. The value of what you create determines the measure of your wealth. When you create products and services that meet needs in people's lives, you get money in exchange. It is as simple as that. The word of God must come from the thought of God. Let's take that again. The word of God must come from the thoughts of God. The basic raw material for creating anything is thoughts. Just look around you carefully. There is nothing that has value that humankind has created that did not begin as an idea in somebody's mind. How God gives financial resources. They do not spend naira or dollars or euros or the yen in heaven. When you ask God to give you 5,000 naira, you are giving the money in the currency of heaven. Consider this illustration. Imagine that you need 1,000 euro and you have a cousin in the United States who is doing well. So you call your cousin on the phone to ask for a gift or loan of 1,000 euro. Do they use the euro in the United States? No, they use dollars. However, your cousin can transfer dollars, the equivalent of 1,000 euro, to you because the dollar is a convertible currency. So when you ask God for money, you should always remember that God is not in the business of producing counterfeit money. He will not rain naira, dollars, euro, yen, or shillings on you. The currency of heaven is revelation. When you ask for 1,000 naira, God sends you revelation, the equivalent of $1,000. This is because revelation is a convertible currency, and the word became flesh and dwelt among us. That is conversion. When you ask God for money, He gives you a revelation in the form of an idea, a thought, or an instruction. For example, Peter went to Jesus and said, Master, they're asking us to pay taxes. Jesus said, Peter, run down to the river and catch fish. The first fish that you catch, you will find a gold coin in its mouth. Use it to pay taxes for yourself and for me. Jesus gave Peter just one instruction, and Peter got money when he acted. Second, when you ask God for money, we can call what He gives you vision. Vision is simply the ability to see things not just the way they are, but